It's that unmistakable combination of crispy wafer and smooth milk chocolate. It's the satisfying snap of a KitKat. It's a treat that's been giving people a reason to take a break for nearly 90 years. It all started in York, England, in 1935, when Rowntree's introduced it as Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp. 2 years later, it was renamed KitKat, and it quickly became a favorite across Britain and beyond.
Today, Nestlé produces KitKat in 16 countries, in flavors ranging from classic milk chocolate to matcha in Japan.
So let's step inside the factory, where it all still begins, the original home of KitKat. This Nestlé facility in York is responsible for producing over 7 million chocolate bars a day. The site is really 3 factories in one: cocoa processing, wafer production, and final assembly, all connected under one roof. It starts with cocoa beans, sourced mostly from West Africa, and harvested each March. The beans are sun-dried for around 7 days before being shipped to the processing site. Once they arrive, the beans go through a 3-hour process, starting with cleaning to separate them from dirt and debris. Next comes deshelling. A series of rollers crushes the beans, releasing the cocoa nib from its shell. The nibs are delivered to ovens, where heat and pressure release the rich chocolate liquor inside. This chocolate liquor becomes the base for KitKat's smooth milk chocolate coating. It's blended with milk and sugar under precise temperature control, which preserves that silky texture and consistent taste worldwide. The mixture is refined down to a fine, smooth paste, with no graininess allowed. From there, it moves to the conch, a machine that slowly works the chocolate for hours to develop its final silky texture. Finally, the chocolate is tempered, a careful heating and cooling process that gives it that clean, glossy snap. As the chocolate finishes tempering, the factory next door is already preparing the wafer. Right next door sits the wafer factory, the source of KitKat's signature crunch. A thin batter of flour and water is mixed to a precise, pourable consistency. That batter is spread thin across large baking plates and baked into crisp wafer sheets. The sheets bake quickly at high heat, just long enough to turn light, crisp, and golden. A rotating drum with suction cups gently lifts each baked sheet away from the plate. From there, an overhead conveyor carries the sheets to a cooling section, where they're prepared for filling. Each sheet has to be light and fragile enough to shatter with a clean bite, yet strong enough to survive the line. Once cooled, the wafer sheets move on to meet KitKat's most surprising ingredient. Here's something most people don't know. Any KitKats that don't meet the standard aren't thrown away. Imperfect bars are collected and ground down into a fine paste. That paste is blended with a little extra cocoa liquor and sugar, creating the creamy layer that holds each KitKat together. It's a clever bit of food engineering, Nothing goes to waste, and the flavor stays exactly consistent. That filling is now ready to be spread between the wafer layers. A wafer sheet is laid flat, and the chocolate filling is spread evenly across the surface. A second wafer sheet is placed directly on top, using robotic layering machines for exact alignment. The process repeats: wafer, filling, building up the layers that give KitKat its structure. Precision layering like this guarantees even distribution and that classic KitKat crunch in every bite. The whole block then passes beneath a roller, which presses and flattens it to a precise, uniform thickness. Uniform trimming ensures every wafer delivers that same light, satisfying bite. Next, the block moves to the cutting stage, where it's sliced into long strips. Sharp blades then cut the strips crosswise, forming the individual finger shapes. Each finger reveals its layered structure at the cut edge, the real signature of a KitKat. Every finger is now perfectly sized and ready for its final coating of milk chocolate. That brings us back to the chocolate, which has just finished tempering and is ready to go to work. The wafer fingers are directed into intelligent enrobing equipment, which monitors temperature and viscosity in real time. First, each finger passes through a bottom enrober, which coats its base in a shallow pool of milk chocolate. Then it passes under a full enrober, which wraps it completely in a smooth, glossy curtain of chocolate. It's at this exact point that the bar starts to take on that unmistakable KitKat look. The coated fingers move across vibrating grates, which distribute the chocolate evenly and shake loose any air pockets. Every finger gets the exact same coating, precise, consistent, and identical worldwide. From there, the fingers enter a cooling tunnel, which allows the chocolate coating to fully solidify. This step locks in that clean, satisfying snap that the bar delivers once it's finally unwrapped. Once fully set, the fingers are ready for their final stop: wrapping. Fingers are grouped in pairs or fours, depending on the format, and readied for wrapping. A layer of foil wraps each bar first, protecting the chocolate and locking in freshness. Then comes the instantly recognizable red outer wrapper, folded and sealed in one smooth motion. This high-speed line wraps and seals bars at a remarkable rate, keeping pace with the millions produced daily. From there, robotic arms group the wrapped bars and pack them into shipping cases. Cases are stacked onto pallets, wrapped and staged for the warehouse. From this one site in York, over 7 million bars leave the factory every single day. In the UK alone, more than 1 billion bars are consumed every year. That's nearly 1,900 KitKats eaten every single minute. From a handful of cocoa beans and a thin wafer batter, to a bar loved in 16 countries around the world.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.